Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dead in Vinland. What the hell are you doing edition? Well, I know what I'm doing. I don't know what the family's. The family is hiding in the shelter these days, if I remember correctly. We got nothing going on in the garden. We got nothing going on with the pens. We had a little bit of food to cook. We got some crafting that's going on. And until we manage to stockpile enough weapons, bones are the limiting factor to our progress at the moment, it would seem. So I guess I do know what I'm doing. I'm clicking the button and seeing if there's any dog drama. No more dog drama. We've expelled all of the dog-related flavor text. I didn't check wood. I didn't check water. I just dove right in here. I'm living dangerously. Both in Vinland and in real life. Look at all the food, though. That's handy. It exists. It's real physical food. Glutton. What are the odds, eh? What are the odds? Bloodwed. Food for everybody. Go right ahead. Eat some food. Yep. The floors are in case you were interested in wondering. Yes, I spent yesterday. They make flooring incredibly easy, but also incredibly tedious to do. I guess flooring was always tedious, maybe. Not so sure on that one. Flooring, I think like in the 80s, wasn't like vinyl flooring popular where they just roll it out on a big roll and then you kind of cut it to fit and kind of stick it down. That's how I see the ideal flooring situation. Disease, please. Anybody else disease ridden? Kari, sure, get in there, girl. Nothing to do. What do we have for inventory here? We're gonna see the end of this game eventually. I can promise you that. Max damage, min damage, health and damage resist. We'll do another health. Another health can't hurt. Yeah, 2 HP. Excellent. Okay. Take a little peek over at the map. But yeah, we did this like... Oh, I hit next. Why did I hit next? What a moron. It's like this floating laminate stuff. I don't know how it all... What happened to Valor? What's wrong, boy? We should get him up too before the big day. We're gonna slaughter a sheep. Actually, let's check our pens. Our dryer. Okay. What don't you have to do? You guys have done that. Wow. Well, I was gonna say I don't want to burn through all the bones, but I mean, really, what does it matter? We gotta use them. Throw an accuracy stone too. What the hell? You can stay right there. Actually, everyone can stay right here, and we'll just switch this over to injury. And yeah, we'll make sure that our combatants are taken care of. We also need some food, though. Oh, we got lots of food, don't we? I'm sure we do. Cleared out the south. Yeah, that's nice. You're a blue man. We're going to send Angelico to the ominous gate. In the middle of nowhere, a gate stands tall. The atmosphere around it feels heavy. Still, you feel drawn by its oddity. The iron railings are closed shut by two chains, a small one and a big one. The carved U frame is peculiar. You saw no such tree on the island, but it's nothing compared to the stone. It looks like any other stone, albeit the rune carved on it. Still, it gives you an ominous feeling. It looks like any other stone, albeit the rune carved on it. Still, it gives you an ominous feeling. Okay, that's fine. English is wonderful. Could you hear that? Oh, that was quite the sneeze. I don't know what happened there. The stone looks like any other stone except for the rune carved on it. You place your hands around the stone, trying to lift it up. You realize your hands are getting colder and number. Oh, you get them off the stone and they slowly recover. Weird. I've been watching a lot of Fargo lately on Netflix. I had never watched it before. And it's a good show. What made me think of that? Well, Angelico there. You feel you have to cross the gate, but would you really dare step out of the land of the living to enter the land of the dead? And what about the creatures you saw? You know that, according to Norse legends, Hermod the Brave did it to retrieve the deceased Balder from Hell's embrace. But he is a god, and you're merely human. Cross from the front. Oh, come on. You're afraid you'll die if you cross the gate. To be fair, you're even afraid of getting near the gate or turning your back to it. You stare at the threshold, debating with yourself what you should do. The more you think, the more you're afraid. Your mouth begins to feel dry. Wow. If we couldn't do it with someone with 100 courage, I mean, what hope do we have? None. None hope. Angelico there kind of reminded me of, what do we make to remove a sickness trait? There we go. Use. Whoa, what's going on here? Wow. When did he get all these? Huh. Holy jeez. Got rid of Glutton. The one that was leaving in a day anyway. What a pointless endeavor. So we should focus on making some more of these things then. It just takes water and plants. We got lots of both. When you really get right down to it. Yeah, Angelico there kind of reminded me of the young brother from season 2 of the big local shipping organized crime family empire there. No spoilers, but yeah, there's a younger brother, and for some reason Angelico just jumped in my mind there as looking like that peculiar young man. So what are we doing? Oh yeah, we're in this menu here. It's the age of looking at menus, so as to improve our people here. There we go. That was nice. So Moira needs some love. That's really about it. That's actually pretty good, and I didn't really need to move to go over here and do that. We can just stay right here. And I still got 51 plants. We'll throw some people on there after to harvest some more. Yeah, so use that item on Moira. There we go. That's good. Clean everybody right up. Got rid of Solveig's headache. I'm sure Nut will appreciate that. If you know what married people out there, any married folks out there? I'm just kidding. I think that's like it's like one of the big sort of generalizations or cliches, right? Not tonight, honey. I have a headache. Just like men not wanting to pull over for directions. Who actually? Oh, maybe I don't know. I mean, it takes all kinds, right? There's all kinds of people and preferences out there. I'm sure there's people out there who would never want to ask for directions. I've just never particularly understood. Now, let's get our sea legs under here. I apologize. We got people, all kinds of people just hiding around, not doing anything, and it's like, let's get our act together here, Broman. This is a bit of a problem. We need to have took a lot of beer to to get her depression not even all the way down. Should have just used one of those. There we go. Tomo's in a much better place now. So yeah, so we kind of failed down there. Can we do this again? Courage is at 100. She's been restored in many ways. We'll go from the back side this time, I guess. There we go. If this side is the living one, maybe the other side is death. With that thought, you walk to the other side. You feel slightly less uneasy. You take a deep breath, close your eyes, and run through the door. Your body crashes against a wall of heat. Past it, you feel as if you were back in your mother's womb. You could stay there forever. But a force starts pushing you forward. You leave the warmth. You're beginning to feel short of breath. You take a deep breath and get 6 injury for some reason. Oh, it hurts a lot. You feel liquid leaving your lungs as air gushes in. You finally manage to open your eyes. It's a bit blurry. You're on the ground on the other side of the door, now closed. Then you notice you have a small bead in your... How long have you been holding it? More of these beads. What are we going to do with these beads? I have no idea. Was that like a bad outcome? I really don't know what to do with these beads anymore. I mean, it's like... It's a quest item, but... Must have to do with the blue people? There's the only kind of outstanding mystery that's still going on as far as I can tell. Inspect. A heap of leaves lays on the ground. Upon further inspection, you realize they're not just some leaves. They are medicinal herbs, and it's not all. Among the leaves, you can also distinguish some orangey fruits. That's a very nice loot. Okay. Take the fruit. Oh, wow. Oh, Eirik, you're rock. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, yes, yes. Better on all accounts. Indeed, indeed. Tomo's just killing it now. You come closer to pick up some medicinal leaves, but as you set foot on the heap of leaves, you slip through it. Boom! It's a trap! It's a trap! And you... That was the worst Akbar ever, you're right. You've fallen right into it, plus you hurt yourself. Ooh, ouch. Broken ribs, we can fix that. It was a hard fall. You're hurt everywhere. You hardly get back on your feet and look around you. You're in quite a deep hole, and the few bones you find on the ground prove you're not the first to fall in this hole. You need to get out of there quickly, otherwise it will be you that will be covering the ground soon. Climb. There, it wasn't so hard. You slip several times, but you manage a few tries later to get back on the surface. Covered with soil and exhausted by this tiresome climb, you curse whoever set this trap and rush back to the camp, hoping to never be trapped like this ever again. Oh, she gained some agility, that's nice. Now we're going to take the leaves. Or maybe not. Okay, Parvana, you're up, girl. The heap of leaves intrigues you. It's strange that it was left here, right in the middle of the forest. No one would be foolish enough to abandon such a loot. No, really, you think this is too shady. You pick up a branch long enough to interact with the leaves without having to come too close. Then you hit the heap, nothing happens, which is reassuring. However, you push a fruit that disappears through the leaves before a muffled noise is heard a few seconds later. This surprises you. You start again with another fruit. When you hear the noise again, you understand there's indeed something down below. You remove carefully some leaves to see what's underneath, and you make a surprising and worrying discovery. Under the heap of leaves, actually held by a small wood structure, there's a deep hole that seems to have been willingly hidden. Obviously, it's a trap. Not just another pretty face, that girl. So what's left to do? Oh. Disarm the trap. We don't need any issues. Ugh. I don't want a core family member. But I also don't want someone who's certain to die. I don't really want to lose Parvana either. The trap structure is very simple. You can easily undo it with your bare hands and get the leaves and the fruit that were on it. However, you're going to have to be careful if you don't want to fall into the hole. Okay, take the leaves and the fruit. Agility, this should be a no-brainer. you. You undo the trap carefully, and you get some medicinal herbs, as well as some fruit. You observe the hole. You discover some bones inside and a small dead beast. Okay. 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 We're not, yeah. No matter what's inside, it's way too dangerous to go down. Besides, if something were to happen to you, it's likely no one would find you except the ones who set the trap, and you don't want to meet them to find out what they want or what they'll do to you. You choose to head back to the camp, carrying with you some medicinal leaves that were among the ones that were hiding the trap, and you leave the hole exposed so no one gets trapped. Again with the fruit and the leaves. Wise, Parvana the Wise. I concur. That's excellent. Yes, Parvana the Wise. Wisdom plus 10. What's the difference between wisdom and intelligence again? I don't know. But she's at both extremes. So yeah, my one beef with Fargo so far is, again, I always say, well, yeah, I consider myself a storyteller. It doesn't mean that I've studied, and I'm somehow a pro on narrative structure and X number of acts of an arc. I don't know. It's more gut instinct. I know how to tell a story. I know how to fabricate, drama and conflict and whatnot from virtually nothing, and make it compelling and somewhat worth your time. Did we get some bones? I think we got some bones. What I've noticed just from watching about 4 episodes of season 2 now, after having watched season 1 over the course of about a week last week, already I'm noticing, they're kind of following the same sort of format, right? You've got like these overarching sort of crime, mysterious crime syndicates or organizations that, who knows how they're really all tightly held together. It's just sort of you're supposed to take for granted that it all exists somewhere in the ether. Should have taken that wool. And then you've got like people that are like inadvertently kind of stuck in the middle. They kind of inadvertently get themselves drawn into the greater machinations of the crime world that seems to just be running rampant and relatively open and uncontested in the American Midwest. My other concern is, at first I thought maybe there was some truth to it, but the disclaimer at the beginning about it being a true story, that's all crap, right? Like, forgive me for sounding naive, and I am, like I always say, it is, you're dealing with a small town Canada boy here, but so maybe I am being naive, and you just say, well, of course it's fake, anybody knows that, but to me that's not real, right? Like, I don't think that's a true story. Like, you're telling me it's a true story, but I don't think it actually is. Anyway, all in all, though, I mean, the show is great. The production values are phenomenal. The acting is great. As far as my limited knowledge of that stuff goes, I find myself enjoying it anyway. It's a great way to kind of spend some of my downtime of my seasonal retirement, and yeah, that's all been. Look at all that fruit. That's all been going nicely and as planned. Excepting, of course, for the slow progress of the house. It's funny, I think I said in another video that, we've known about this happening for a month. It's actually been like 2 months or more, sometime around the end of, maybe beginning of September, end of August. So, yeah, I guess about 2 months. And so it really feels like things have been dragging on, you know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? And, oh, Moira, your depression is not the hottest, is it? Why don't we just send you there with... Tomo's been reduced to 0. When did that happen? So Moira's really the only one. I guess we could send Eirik. He's got some injury to deal with, but other than that, it's pretty much wide open. Oh my god, we're 20 minutes in already. Scandalous. Long dead warrior. So many good things. Like not only do we have a lot on this part of the island, obviously because it's bigger, but I think it honestly has some of the most intriguing elements as well. So kind of get the old the double whammy there. A gibbet or a gibbet looms over the field. Attached to it, a metal cage swings with each big gust of wind, producing a morbid melody of grating noises. A skeleton dressed in rags is sat inside the cage. With one hand, it holds a small coffer. With the other hand, it seems to be begging for help, mercy, trade. You look at the sign hanging below. In lieu of the culprit's name or crime, you see a rune. Examine. Check the wooden plaque. Wisdom, boys. The wooden plaque looks like someone scratched the wood over and over till the carving was deep enough to last. But who did that? Maybe the meaning of the rune is the key to understand what happened to the prisoner. Oh, come on. Why do we always seem to land those? Nadis. In the old texts, the rune has the meanings of need, constraint, sacrifice, and even, in extremis, misery. Extremis? Some would also say it embodies hardships. That guy certainly would. Hardship. Being left to die in a cage is a tad more than mere hardship. Did the prisoner carve the rune as a cry for help? But why would people imprison a highwayman with their treasure? Is the prisoner a sacrifice then, caged here because the coffer needed someone to guard it? Where's our ancient knowledge? I need to improve some of my things. The scavenging, though. Oh. They're picking these combinations that are just really not favorable to my characters. I mean, if we have to sacrifice some of the scavenge stuff, so be it, right? You greedily eye the coffer in the highwayman's bony hands. Looks like they left them here to rot with what he robbed. Still, you can't say why, but you want that coffer now. You're obsessed with getting it, but it's too big to get out of the cage. You get your hands inside the cage and try to open the coffer. Of course it's locked. You will need to get it out or lockpick it. I honestly did not surprise that. Did not expect that to go. You start your work on the lock, but trying to open something inside a cage is not easy. Placing your hand to be able to work properly is a pain. With a lot of patience, you hear a nice click. You get your hand in the coffer, grab something, and the lid closes on your fingers. You shriek in both pain, surprise, and fear. Empty eye sockets stare at you. The skeleton seems to be grinning. Yeah. Hissing, the corpse slowly moves its other hand and points at the sign. Your heart skips a beat. You can't think straight anymore. Running away is your only concern. Your legs move before you finish that thought. So I should have donated first. You run and run until you realize the creature can't follow you. What in hell happened? You check your injured fingers. At least you managed to retrieve something from the coffer. 2 arrows. Give something. Wow, they really are just... It may seem crazy, but you feel compelled by the rune to give the prisoner what they needed back when they were alive. Mercy? Being left here to die in the cold, in the rain, in the heat, without food or water, for days. The sentence is harsh, whatever the crime. Everyone deserves mercy. You take a dagger and place it in the skeleton's extended hand. A crack behind your back makes you suddenly turn around. Nothing. And then you hear the rattling of chains and old bones cracking. It's coming from right behind you. Cold sweat drips down your spine. The sound comes from it. But it can't be, right? It's dead, right? Afraid. You need to turn now, and so you do. You can't believe your eyes. The skeleton is moving. Crush it with your nutty hammer. It very slowly removes the chain from its neck and hands you the coffer, its hollow eye sockets fixed on you. With a trembling hand, you quickly retrieve the coffer. The skeleton then approaches the dagger to its neck slowly and slices it. As its skull rolls off, the whole skeleton collapses and turns to dust. All that's left of the highwayman are clothes and the dagger you gave it. Oh, shoot. No, of course not. You may have given the dagger to the highwayman in an act of mercy, but now that they have turned to dust, you consider it should go back to you. You kneel to retrieve the dagger. When you grab it, it rusts completely. Giving is giving and taking back is stealing, they say. As the metal crumbles in your hand, you feel a cold burn. Looks like you paid the price for your low morals. The coffer opens by itself. Inside you find a small bead made in a strange golden alloy. What is happening? What are these beads for? Somebody tell me. I don't know. I hope we'll figure it out someday. Until then, thanks very much. See you soon.